Hey,
Hang on, is that going to anything?
it's on. It's
Oh,
live.
okay.
We're live.
Cool. Good, good. Hi, everybody. We're here for our third episode of Here Be Dragons, where creativity meets courage and dragons live in the art we create and the lives we lead. I'm Carla Morrow of DragonLady Art, and with me is my co pilot and dragon rider extraordinaire.
Alan Chillers of Alan Chillers Art and Illustration. We're here to talk about the dragons we face, the treasure or the booty we're after, and the wondrously weird journey of life. Every episode will explore what it takes to face your dragons and maybe even ride one.
So grab your shields, sharpen your claws, and let's dive in because today we're asking the question that matters most: what dragons are you facing? Hi, Alan.
Hey, Carla, how's it going? How was your week?
Not too bad. How was yours?
Pretty good actually. Got some painting in this morning, and a last minute commission came in for a little dragon. So I am painting a dragon tonight, and yeah, so
I'm
pretty
hearing a
excited about
repeating
my
theme
new
of
painting.
dragons.
Huh?
I'm hearing a repeating theme of dragons.
Yes, repeating thing. I mean, if I had to draw this one thing, if somebody had to force me to do it, I probably would be. It would probably be dragons.
I can understand that, and I can concur.
I mean,
I
you
mean, I
are the
am the
dragon
dragon
lady.
lady. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what I'm known for, or whatever.
That's what I heard. But you're also known for some new types of artwork coming out soon.
Working on it, moving into fine art from, or I guess fine art, fantastical fine art, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Fantastical, metaphysical, fine art. Yeah, mystical fine
yeah.
art.
It's still like pretty fantasy based. I'm not quite doing anything like too wildlife traditional, but
Right. You'd be crossing the streams though.
you should never cross streams.
Never cross the streams.
Never cross the streams.
Oh, come on.
That's where all the fun is, right?
That's right. I'm using just some basic acrylics that you would get at you know the the store, but I'm trying some techniques using some water and some dish soap to try and get some luminosity with my acrylics and make it layer a little bit better. So,
Was this your first foray into acrylics?
well, I've dinked around before, but like this is like a serious trying to figure out what I'm doing foray into acrylics. Like before, I was mainly oil and messed around with a little watercolor. But yeah, it's not bad, not bad.
So why the jump into acrylics?
I'm not really sure. I had that large piece. Really, I felt like it was going to be too long to sit there and let it wait. And I just wanted to experiment with it and try acrylics. It would have been too long of a wait time for letting it be in oil. Like it would like I would see the thing like it would be able to be sold like next year sometime probably with how big it is.
Right? Acrylics are definitely slower, which is
With the
the
curing
appeal,
time
right?
on that, if that was in oil, the curing time on that would be wow. But with this, I can paint it and pretty much get it out the door. I mean,
Nice. So I was setting this episode up and I realized we had never actually like introduced and talked about ourselves. I
yeah,
know like this kind of grew out of my personal live streams on my business page. So, a fair amount of the people that watch know who I am. But tell us about you and your art journey, Ellen.
Hi, Renee. How's it going? Thank you, Renee. My art journey, well, it's really kind of a, you know, boy meets fantasy tale, boy meets Saturday morning cartoons, boy meets He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and Ninja Turtles, and finds the love of fiction and all things fantastical. And then I just kind of like leaned into it. I actually walked away from art for many years. I had a military career. Well, I wouldn't say I've walked away from art, but I concentrated on other things while still making art in my spare time, like as a for fun and as a hobby, but not for the monies, right?
Yeah.
It was more for my mental health at that point. But no, I did a lot of different jobs over the years. I've been a satellite technician. I worked at Office Depot, Dick's Sporting Goods. I've been a like a food procurement person for a like a needs shelter, like a homeless needs shelter kind of thing, and for just anybody who needed a little bit of extra food, a food pantry basically,
Nice.
and a food pantry that also operated a homeless shelter. But it was yeah, and then for the last 7 years, I've been working in something art adjacent as an elementary art para for an elementary school, and so that affords me the time to make art in my off hours and evenings and weekends and stuff like that. And so yeah, started to I think about 15 years ago, just started taking
Hmm.
actual commissions. Hmm? Did
Want to
I
be an artist?
always want to be an artist?
I
Yeah,
think it's
I've
a little
always
bit.
wanted to be.
Yeah. Like, was that something you
Did
were
I
always?
always want to? Did I always want to be an artist? Yes, I've always considered myself an artist, just not a professional one.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people out there who actually consider themselves artists, but are just not professionals.
Yeah.
Especially as you
I
get
agree.
older, a lot of retirees, love to do art, and yeah, but but yeah, professionally, I was hired on by a few like TTRPG companies. A dice company out of Scotland hired me to do a some monsters for them with my digital art, and so I was able to make some monster. They were able to make some monster cards out of my art and sell that with a dice bundle, which I
Nice.
thought was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And of course, they sent me some dice and the cards and stuff, so that was pretty cool. And then from there, I just took different jobs. I've helped an author kind of concept a fantasy world, The Edge of Beyond by Roz Wickham, and helped helped kind of produce that world with him or envision it so that he could write his novel around it, and that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
And it was supposed to be like a
Nice.
multimedia franchise stuff, but life happens and people move, and you know, um, and then a couple other. I've got a lot of private commissions and a few businesses. Storm Bunny Studios just recently hired me to help satisfy a Kickstarter somebody supported them quite a bit on Kickstarter, and so like one of the prizes, I guess, was to get a commission or whatnot. So I helped do that, and that's pretty fun. So I like doing commissions of things that I enjoy making, like fantasy characters and monsters and things like that. Sometimes I get a commission for something that I don't necessarily enjoy. But sometimes if the price is right, you just try to make the most of it, or you just say, that's not really the kind of art that I do. Um, I haven't had to say that most of the time though. But
Nice.
is there anything other questions you would like to ask about the history of me making art? Oh, I did go to 2 different colleges where I studied art. I did not graduate either of them, but I went to Pitt State University here in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and I also went to Middle Tennessee State University for a brief time. And I learned a lot from all the instructors there. All the instructors I've had, I've learned a lot from. But yeah.
Nice.
So I've had some college, just not graduated.
Right? Neither have I. Like, did you always want to go into gaming art specifically, or?
No, when I started, honestly, I wanted to make comic books. Comic books I was a huge Jim Lee fan. A lot of you can still see Jim Lee's influences in my artwork now. In my like a lot of my figure characters, you can see some of Jim Lee's influences in my work. But comic books was something that I thought that was like where I was headed. That was where I was going. And then somewhere along the way, it's not learning, getting fundamentals and learning like sequential storytelling kind of hurt me a little bit. And at the time because I was working, I didn't have the time to devote to learning that the way that I needed to. So another kind of art kind of captured my imagination because I've always been a big avid reader ever since, Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman's, the original Dragonlance
Yes. So
novels. I've been like kind of seduced by cover art in books for many, many years.
nice.
Conceptual design, cover art, animation, all that, anything that imagines fantastical realism or imagination has just been like my comic books, but cover art for novels and dragons and D&D really kind of fueled my appreciation for fantasy art and the artists that Frank Frazetta and Todd Lockwood. I used to like pick my novels based off of if Todd Lockwood was on the cover, because I knew it's like that's probably going to be decent if he's on the cover.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I could pin Todd Lockwood's work from, a mile away.
Oh yeah, totally.
Ate up his blogs and how-tos and
Yeah,
any
and
of
then
that
he
kind of
became a
stuff.
writer himself too.
He
Actually, on
did.
the
I
book.
think the second of his dragon books is about to come out here soon,
Oh, nice,
which I'm super. I think it's at the editor now.
nice.
Excuse me.
Be excited about that one.
Yeah, me too. I loved the first book. It was really good. I mean, it was about dragons, so.
Yeah, so I've always been a fan of fantasy and things like that, and things that fuel my imagination. Um, in that way, horror. I'm also a horror fan in that way, but I don't. And occasionally I draw horror, but like I don't know. It's one of those things like once you get the bad out, you don't really have it in there anymore to keep going on it. So It's kind of like every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, this piece was really dark. That was living in my brain for a while.
You know, I love looking at more horror based, like weird art,
Then
um,
making it.
than making it. Yeah, there's a meme about like Hayao Miyazaki and shoot, I can't remember the other guy's name, but it's like Miyazaki's work is all like colorful and then he's like all black and like gothy looking, and then the other guy's work is all dark and black and he's surrounded by colors. Like that's kind of how I feel. Like my work is so colorful, but I'm into like the goth dark aesthetic and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm. Totally. And you're kind of a metalhead, aren't you too, Carla?
a little bit, yes. I am a fan.
Carla's a metalhead, folks.
I'm not shy about it. I'm not going to have any hearing when I'm in my 60s.
And she will tell you if your metal sucks.
I'll just tell you if your music sucks.
uh,
I have a narrow design, a narrow scope of music, unfortunately. Not that I don't think other music should exist. I think it's an
it should exist,
ADHD,
Carla. Canceled.
right? I know. You know what? I think the ADHD has a thing to do with that.
We're canceled. Sorry, folks. We're canceled. Sorry. Show's over.
Exactly.
You think
Yeah,
you think the ADHD has something to do with that, being like
I
obsessed with one genre of metal or
well, less that, and like I tend to be really sound sensitive in general. So like I can hear when like my oven is on, and I can hear when certain appliances are on, and I love it when the electricity goes out because there's literally no sound because I can
God.
hear the power on. Yeah, so
That
I
drives
think
me
that
nuts. That drives
yeah,
me nuts.
the electricity being out.
Yeah, like
Oh,
silence.
man.
Yeah.
My
I have to sleep
favorite
with
thing
I
in
have
the
to sleep with
world.
a I have to sleep with a fan on to have white noise in my room.
Yeah, I do have that, but it's more to drown out all the other random sounds because like the dog licking or moving around or yeah, that kind of stuff drives me crazy. So I keep the fan on to drown out all the other sounds
Uh,
for sure. Yeah, the sound of like the dog licking their paws or whatever, I cannot do it. Or chewing.
chewing?
Yeah, if you're chewing with your mouth open, the sound drives me crazy.
Oh man. Remind me to get some
Like
real.
not enough that I get angry and sitting
You get
there for
ragey?
hours.
You get ragey, Carla? Like me and Carla are gonna meet for the first time in a few weeks. Where are we going, Carla? Where are we going now? Norman, Oklahoma.
Norman, Oklahoma, I believe.
Yeah. What's the event? What's the thing?
Oh, it's the medieval fair in Norman.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll be there, and Carla will be there.
I'll be there with my
Carla's
big
like the
double booth.
biggest. I think the biggest artist. I think there.
Oh no.
No.
Well,
Okay. Well, one of them.
I'm one of the only like. There's only a couple of flat artists there since the pandemic. So yeah. Since the other big name artists left, maybe I am like the most well known artist there. But ooh, Renee asks what you did in the military. Ooh, hey Nathan.
Oh, I fixed computers and stuff like that, and radios, but the speed at which computers come out with, like, I was obsolete 12 years ago. Uh, as far as my knowledge, I mean, some of that knowledge is always, is good, grounding information and whatnot, but and some of the basics, but most of my knowledge, there were still disk drives in computers with my knowledge, and they didn't have touch screens. So that's, a ways back,
You said you had to rewire telegraph machines. Is that what it was?
No, put up antennas,
That
like
was an old joke.
the secure radios. Was that an old joke?
Yeah, telegraphs.
Yeah, I know what telegraphs are. I think.
Of course you did. That's what I said. You rewired them.
Yeah. but mess with the secure comms and stuff like that, and set up a whole, and also set up the internet. So yeah, like everybody loves the internet guy, or the guy that can give them some the sat phone, or sign the sat phone out to them. So yeah, that was that guy.
Nice.
Everybody loves that guy.
Nathan's in our chat. Hi, Nathan.
Nathan, what's up?
We're going to have him on again. I believe the 6th is what we're talking about, possibly.
Ooh, nice. Right before we go to Norman. Sweet. And then next Monday we're gonna have Brian W. Parker of Believe in Wonder Publishing, and we should have some fun with Brian, because he is all about the wonder and the whimsy.
I was looking at his stuff on his website. It's really, and he does a lot with like the community, and
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah. Brian's awesome. I can't wait to have him on. This will be our first like official talk in person, but I think we've always been pretty supportive of each other online. And yeah, and I recently got one of his books, The Magic We Miss, and yeah, I can't wait to get to that and read it and talk with Brian, because I always, like, whenever I see Brian's work, I just get happy. I don't know what it is. I just get I get super happy whenever I see his work, and just whenever I see him posting something, it's usually to motivate and inspire people.
Nice.
And I vibe with that hardcore.
Yeah, absolutely. So is he one of your current inspirations?
I would think so. Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Also, him being an author and an artist kind of is inspiring me to follow up on Honey Fuzz the Wizard Bear kids book that I've started, but like I'm taking an acrylic detour here. This is an acrylic detour to give me the confidence to keep going on my other dreams.
There you go.
And sometimes you need a detour.
Yes. Well, and I think a lot of artists have multiple, if they don't like make brands out of it or branches or whatever, I think they, you kind of need to shake it up sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, I kind of think, that whole, I don't know for sure, but that read a couple articles talking about, neuroplasticity and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure maybe learning new techniques helps develop some of that.
Absolutely.
Don't know for sure. Not a doctor. Don't quote me, but,
Not a medical professional, but I agree.
A medical professional by any means, shape, or form.
Right. Well, and most artists are pretty good about like trying new techniques or learning stuff or trying to expand their repertoire when they can,
Yeah. You got to. I think you got to. You got to stay hungry. And something new, when especially right now, I think that a lot of artists are, I think we've talked about this before, switch hitting to the traditional here. And for some people like me who I kind of learned what I needed to learn in college, but then kind of like forgot about it when digital became much more handy of a tool.
Right.
And digital has been my primary driver for many years, and I've been okay with it. But now that certain elements have become more prevalent in our society, I won't make.
Are you talking about AI? Do you mean AI?
Yeah, I mean AI. I wasn't gonna hijack the episode, Carla.
Jeez.
But yeah, that's the ticket. And so I just think that art, like we as human beings capable of the only creatures on this planet. Well, no, I can't say the only creatures, but as the primary sentient creature that makes art on this planet. I kind of feel like we have that capability. Art is very adaptable. It has changed itself over many years to be whatever it needed to be for us.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the most versatile tools mankind has ever used. Uh, but because it is inherently us, it is our brain, it is our imaginations discovering itself,
Mm-hmm.
discovering the universe. And yeah, so I just think it's really cool that we as human beings can adapt, pivot, and like do something new, whereas AI cannot do anything new. It can
Well,
only
it has to. It scrapes off of us. So if it's
only do
not,
derivative work. It can only do derivative.
yeah, if if it's not scraping, it can't get better. It can't learn. A lot of people say it learns like people do, but it doesn't. It can't learn from itself. It can't experiment and learn
No,
from itself. People can pick up a tool, and even if you don't watch a YouTube video, read a book, or I mean, the term self-taught artist is a thing, right? Like,
right.
it means that you're self-driven, self-motivated, and you're doing it on your own, and you're experimenting. And I know when I start working with a tool, yes, I'll watch a few YouTube videos or whatever, but then I'm kind of off to the races on my own because I know what I want it to look like,
Hmm.
and I have to experiment and play with it on my own in order to get there.
Right.
And school isn't available for everybody. I mean, there's a lot of people that can't afford to go to art school or whatever. And
Right. Like in most everything that they would teach you, I'm here to tell you, you can find it. It is like we live in the most democratic time of information where you can go on to any of these uh, actually comparatively to how much you'd pay for college, a
Mhm.
workshop or even a weekend workshop somewhere or a um, an apprenticeship is going to even
Right.
going to like Skillshare and getting a class off there or
Well,
you
you can
know
go to your local library and pick up books
yeah
on how to do pretty much anything you could ever want.
yeah and like those that information if it's not free it's the cost is not going to be as much as what you're paying for student loan interest.
40, yeah, 40 grand for art school or whatever.
Yeah, and that's just the upfront cost. The interest is where it kills you.
Yeah, no
So
kidding.
like you might have to pay like for like you might have to pay for the information initially if you want to get really good like information, but like
Mm-hmm.
that information's yours after that and you don't owe anybody anything else.
Right? Yeah, I am a proud college dropout. I went for 2 years and then was like, nope, or 2 months, and then decided it was not for me. So everything from then on was completely self-driven.
That takes I think that's pretty awesome, Carla, that like you've
Thank
done
you.
this career, you've built this career over this many years without college and I think it's badass that you're a self-starter like that.
Thank you. It's I think that's where the neurodivergence ADHD is a superpower for sure. I If I decide I want a skill, I can go out and get the skill pretty easily. And
I
the
wish
internet
I,
just
I wish I
floods
got
with
that
it.
on my spectrum of ADHD. I guess they call it a spectrum for a reason. Mine didn't get that.
Yeah, I think they're saying now that there's like three different types of ADHD, and there's hyperactive, it's not introspective, but that's the one I am, and then combined, and I tend to be the more introspective one. The mind spins a lot more than, I'm not running around crazy like, but the hyperactive part, but definitely the
Thought
hyperactive
spirals,
comes out in the brain for sure.
the thought spirals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do have a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm more of the if the operating system isn't engaged properly, it will do nothing.
Right?
It will learn nothing. It will
Yeah.
take the least resistance to the dopamine hits and stay there like a slug.
Yes.
That is my that would be mine.
I definitely have to be into what I'm doing. Like it can't be like I my dragon this week is taxes, and oh my gosh, do I hate doing taxes.
Oh man,
But
I have not done my taxes yet. Thanks for reminding me. I've got to get that done.
you're welcome. I in fact part of what I would like to do through here, and I just set up a Discord yesterday to start doing this
Discord.
Discord is pencil lines is to have like a business buddy system or business body doubling. So artists can, like the second Sunday and the fourth Monday is what I'm thinking of. And if you need to do taxes or write emails or do stuff you don't want to do, you can jump on the Discord and there'll be a few of us in there just working. Maybe casual conversation, maybe not. Or
Does that tend to be your work, your work days, your like non art days that you get caught up on stuff?
yeah, I haven't done it in a while and I need to get back into it. So I figured 2 days a month is enough to at least get started.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can probably usually balance my checkbook in within that time. 2 days, maybe 4 hours, noon to 4 or something like that. Do one that's like 9 to 3 and the other one is noon to 4 or something. I'm still playing around with it in my head, but it is something I asked on my Facebook page and several other artists jumped in on it and said that they would really
Sweet.
love that. So,
That sounds cool.
and then it could be a resource through Here Be Dragons.
Yay! Resources, because that's what we need more of. We need more removing the barriers that, I like to call it an armament for if we're facing the dragons. We're providing an armament to for that defeat.
Mm-hmm.
Here be your battle axes, your shields and armor.
Inattentive type. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you.
What?
So inattentive type ADHD. That's the
Oh,
one that I have combined, but I lean more towards inattentive type.
well, look at Ben and shit. Knowing the actual words and shit. Good job, Ben.
Right?
Ben is such a help with that.
And that's Rook from our Sumro group.
Ben,
Ben Sears?
Ben? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. And for
Oh,
whatever
not
reason,
the other Ben.
correct.
It was the other Ben. Thanks, Rook.
Yeah, and for whatever reason that word doesn't stick in my head, probably because of the ADHD. So what are your art goals for the moment?
Well, my art goals for the moment is to inventory my art. I just actually completed a major art goal for me, or finishing it up is a major art goal, but having it be sold for the amount that I'm hoping to sell it for would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And coming to do things with you and Norman, getting to work with you and getting to meet for the first time. And yeah, I think maybe long term is sitting down and getting all of the kids book, Honey Fuzz the Wizard Bear, all storyboarded out and deciding if I wanted to do it in like a gouache or a watercolor, like a traditional, or like a combination watercolor and digital.
Mm-hmm.
So that I have something original that I can always come back to. So yeah, those are my art goals, and to just keep making art's probably one of my primary ones because I tend to go like this has been my longest kind of a wave, but for the longest time I've been operating in waves with my
Uh-huh.
work. Like when I can't, like I haven't, I don't concept for very long. It just comes in waves, and and then I'm like, oh, well, I gotta wait for it to hit that wave to come back around again. But so far, since we started this podcast, and since I've been making sure that I'm making art regularly, this has probably been my longest wave so far. Like, and it's like one of those things where I'm like, now I don't know when it. Usually, it used to be I could predict when they were gonna predict when it was gonna ebb, you know,
Hmm.
towards not being productive. But now
Right.
I don't know where the ceiling is.
Well, and that's one of the big differences between an amateur and a professional is the professional doesn't wait for inspiration to strike. They kind of show up every day and
Yeah,
try to work
like, and I've
regardless.
heard that over the years. Like I've heard
Yeah.
that just put in the work, sit down, lock in,
Hmm.
and I have heard that in several iterations for like over the years. And I tried to do that, and it just it's like sitting down to eat an entire steak. Um, and you don't have the stomach capacity for it. So you get full after a couple bites and you end up quitting. Uh, my suggestion to anybody out there who is experiencing what I'm experiencing, you can't sit down and make art for very long periods of time. Just keep making art for short periods of time more often. Just take little bites. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Hmm.
And that will, and it's like, I think it's
Yeah,
like,
you have to work up to it. Like even me, I mean, I can sit down and I can paint for 5 or 6 hours straight before I need a long break. Um, but it took me a while to get there. You have to work up to it. You definitely just can't be like, okay, I'm going to be professional today and I'm going to sit at my desk and I'm going to paint for 8 hours. That's not how that works. Um,
yeah,
you
definitely.
definitely
Because
have to,
I whoop my ass. So,
right? You definitely have to work up to it and, make the decision. And it's not like, you can't just sit down and jump into a painting. A lot of times you do have to warm up. You do have to sketch and play around with what you're working on before, like, usually when I start drawing or painting, the first 15 or 20 minutes my hands are shaky and it's hard to hold steady and it's hard to get the lines where I want them and whatever. So I usually count on the first, like I said, 10, 15, 20 minutes to just kind of be garbage.
sorry.
You're good.
Being
Uh,
interrupted by my cat. Sorry. Go ahead, Carla.
uh, you just count on the first 15, 20 minutes of whatever you're working on to be garbage. And once you get the garbage out, you can start working on whatever it is that you want to work on, officially. So, but I definitely don't suggest like sitting down and jumping into a painting unless you're like already coming into flow state.
Right. Totally. Coming into flow state.
You hit flow state this morning, didn't you?
I did. I'd like disappeared into that. I was like, what time is it? Oh, I need to eat. I need to get a drink of water.
Nice.
It is actually rare for me to hit flow state.
Really?
Yeah. And that's part of my.
Yes, the practice. Yeah, it's like we were
I
saying,
I'm
practice.
so afraid of like losing like the crest of whatever I'm doing that I like rush a lot, and that's part of what I need to do as a like personal critique. Crit me harder. Definitely need to put that on a T-shirt at some point.
Hit me harder, Daddy.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep adding daddy in there, but uh, but yeah, I think as a personal critique, I think that slowing down would help me a lot. And actually, traditional media like forces me to a lot. It doesn't force me to, but if I want it to look the way I want it to look, I kind of got to.
Uh-huh. So what do you mean by losing the crest of what you're doing?
I mean losing my energy, my focus, like when my focus is so bad that I can't keep I can't keep on it and just
Oh, okay.
write it on out. My focus will die on the vine
Right.
if I keep pushing. And so I try to get and this happens with my sketches too. I try to get as much as I can done, and then just like pull the ripcord, and but actually I found, because this other piece really took me a long time to. Uh, I did the work of doing a sketch online or with my iPad. I followed all the creative. I did thumbnails. I followed
all the to-dos.
The process, the creative process. I put all the creative process before me. I changed some things. I played with the color a little bit to find the color scheme that I wanted. I looked at some things, and following that creative process, I think allowed me. For one, I was able to. I would not have been able to make a painting like I did without following the creative process of putting all the pieces together ahead of time. So I knew by the time I sat down with paint, I was just putting pieces together,
Mm-hmm.
and then doing a little wizardry on it. But so the creative process really helped me even get to the point where I could feel the confidence to put paint on a paper on canvas that size.
Right.
Like, because without that, I would have been like, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
yeah. So you kind of when you were able to sit down, like all you had to do was render it, like all of the planning and pre-planning and all that other stuff was already figured out.
right. Like I've even been like, I drew it and like did the underpainting for it like ahead of time. So like that the entire process felt more drawn out, slower, and thought about. Like I really I let myself get excited about the piece, and think about it when I'm not doing it. Like
Oh, nice.
I really try to kind of like savor the piece a little bit, because I was it once you get done with a piece, you get done with a piece, and
Right.
there's like this whole the honeymoon period is over.
Uh-huh. It's like your kids, and now they've got to grow up, get out of the house, and make a living.
Yeah, go out of here, kid. Get it.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and be sold, or get inside that drawer and never look at the light of day again.
Yeah, I've got a few of those. I've got a few of those. Did you practice it in your head before you sat down and worked on it?
No, I did not. I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, I did not practice. I don't think I've done it enough to sit there and daydream about it.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I usually practice, whatever painting I'm working on, kind of putting it together in my head too.
Cool.
I do agree. I need to do more in the planning stage for sure. I don't do enough. I'm not a thumbnail artist. I think I gave Rose a hard time about that last weekend, and she was like, I sit down and do 30 to 40 thumbnails, and like my head exploded.
Well, and if you have the patience for that, that's great. Like, but like I'll do like 3 or 4, but by the 4th one, I better know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
We said a cuss word. Sorry,
Yeah, this is an explicit episode. It's
This
fun.
is the sweary cast.
I think we've decided that our host episodes are probably going to be more explicit.
They're the rated R episode. It's like we have a
Right?
we have a PG-13 for the kids, and then we have the explicit, but we have to put everything explicit. So
I can do it by episode.
oh, can you? Sweet.
Yep. So our first official episode was explicit, and then the one with Rose was not.
Yeah.
And then the one with next week will definitely not be, since he works with a lot of kid stuff.
Yeah.
So keep it under wraps, Alan.
Huh?
Keep it under wraps.
Oh, around at the show?
Keep the F-bombs to yourself. No, next week when we interview Brian.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of kid stuff. And sometimes that's about knowing like what market's going to be looking at these people. Also, you never know when people's kids are going to look up their parents online and like,
yes.
Oh, they were on this cringe podcast back in the day.
I have learned way more about podcasts in the last 2 weeks than I ever thought I would. That's been fun.
Yeah, and that's awesome. You have been killing it, Carla. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Like Carla's just like, yeah, we can make a podcast. And I was like, okay, I have no idea how to do that. And she's like, she was just like off to the races. And I, normally I don't like letting other people do mental labor for me because like I like to do it. And if I don't learn it, then obviously I just didn't need to learn that. But with this, I trust in Carla's ability to make
don't do that.
To make things look professional and not janky. And so yeah, I'm super proud of what we're building here and being a part of Here Be Dragons podcast because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the ADHD superpowers that I absolutely adore. Is if I need a skill, give me 48 hours and I'll know.
Oh
so,
man.
I needed a sketchbook for gouache, and I literally
if you learn Krav Maga, you could be making way more money. like
it's not much of a
what kind
skill.
of Assassin's Creed skill set do you have?
Well, I know how to do a plushie, and I know how to run a Kickstarter, and I know how to lay out a book, and I know it's such random pockets of stuff though that like it goes back to the whole an artist is the only thing I could ever be, because those skills are great and all, but that's
an assassin.
Assassin.
You just don't leave assassin out of the mix there. You could be
right. I gotta open my venue.
Yeah. You gotta open up look towards all the possibilities, Carla. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to be an assassin or a ninja?
Yeah. I don't think I'm light enough on my feet to become an assassin.
I mean, brute strength count for something tough too,
Yes.
Works for Arnold.
That's very true.
I don't think he was ever an assassin, but
True Lies. Was he an assassin?
Oh, yep, he was an assassin in True Lies. Yeah, kind of CIA assassin kind of person. Yeah, Carla.
I also have random movie knowledge, so
Same. Someday we will have a duel of tournaments of random movie knowledge.
I'm really good at like looking at an actor and remembering what movies they've played in.
Me too. Yeah. Actually, I used to be freaky about it. Like I would remember the commercials that they did years later. Like, oh, they were in that thing, and like they're just like a couple of times. I think people have just looked at me and like go, "Oh fuck, you're right."
Nice. So yeah,
with my recall for like people's visual like information, like stuff like that, like it to the point like, man, maybe I should work at the CIA or something, or like law enforcement. But then I see everything that law enforcement has to do, and I'm like, fuck that. float.
You're not going to go work for ICE?
Oh no. Fuck ice.
Right?
Being a soldier was enough.
There you go. I don't know. This year is technically my 20th year doing art and art shows. So I've been doing this a while. The market has changed quite a bit. I'm struggling with that, but
Good change, Carla. Good change.
We do what we can.
Yeah, you've been making art for how many years now?
Well, I knew at 8 that I wanted to be an artist. I started making art for shows specifically around 2002, 2003. Sweet. And that was back when I was doing marker work. And then my first art show was in 2004 was my first art show.
Cool.
So we're going on, this is my 22nd year.
That's pretty sweet.
And that was the Renaissance Fair down in Las Cruces. And I stuck with Renaissance fairs for quite a while, and that was before like conventions were big. So I applied for Gen Con in 2008 and I got in, and I applied late. I applied late and I was like, have art will travel if you need spaces. And they had artist alley tables that were still open.
Oh shit.
So yeah, this was before, what is it? They have something like 600, 800 artists apply now. And it's a crapshoot if you get in. Like it's a really, really hard show to get into now. I couldn't get in. I couldn't get in now if I wanted to. But I've kind of backed off the convention circuit quite a bit. So
I've seen a few friends like not get into some, and these are professional artists. Not get into shows, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, this is why some people don't try.
Right.
Because if they can't get in, I mean, but I know that they're looking for, you got to have a certain percentage of new. And
you have to be published in the gaming industry.
Yeah, published in the gaming industry helps, and but just there has to be a certain like level of new that comes in. Like if I was running a show like that, I think I would want to keep about at least 35% new artists coming in, and that unfortunately means that, and just the sheer amount of people who are applying just means that not everybody gets in,
Yeah.
I mean, just the law of averages just against you.
Nathan, I'm a big fan of Avantasia. Nathan says, that reminds me, when thinking of Here Be Dragons, there's a song on the Avantasia album from last year called The Witch that has the lead singer of Camelot in it. Nice.
Ooh. Yeah, I need to listen to some more metal. You know what I listened to today when I was making my art? Absolutely nothing. Like nothing was playing. My phone was in the other room, and it was just, I was zoned. I was completely zoned.
Nice. That's awesome. I have to listen to something, otherwise my head goes to very not good places. It's like I have to give, so I drawing on the right side of the brain, right side versus left side. I know some of that is hokey, but the speech side of your brain is still different from the visual side of your brain.
Right.
And if I don't give the speech side of the brain something else to do, it's not a good thing.
Is your speech side just over there lip syncing? Well,
if I've got music playing, yes.
Oh, wow.
If I don't have anything playing, it's saying very mean things.
Oh, okay. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's more like reliving people that have wronged me and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got to.
No, I don't.
I have to keep it occupied.
I don't let those thoughts have a voice. They don't. Sometimes they don't get to come to the mic.
No,
very rarely.
When I'm conscious of it, I don't have a problem with it. Like if I'm zoned into a painting,
Oh yeah.
You know, it's I'm distracted doing something else, and they go,
Right.
oh, this is when we can say our mean stuff.
Oh yeah.
So,
Let's just oh, she's distracted. Get her.
yeah,
Get her,
exactly.
Ray.
So it's less bad now, but I do find that, I can catch it pretty quick, and I can be like, oh, I got to put something on. Or if the music is not grabbing enough of my attention, that can be problematic. Or
It's too dark. Oh wait, there we go.
so I can
That's
usually catch it, but
still too dark.
I need a sharper eraser.
I think I need one of these
And
little light.
this is what happens to your hands when you play with graphite.
Oh yeah, I think my hands are permanently inked like that.
Right. Well, we are actually coming up on the end of the hour here.
Are we already?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do try our outro.
I think so. So now that we're like an official podcast and stuff, you can find us on Substack, and what we're going to start doing is doing an hour-long episode, and then we'll get off the live and continue recording for about 30 more minutes, and then we'll have that up there on like Substack for people who subscribe. So
And we'll eventually do some other places probably. Besides Substack, we might. There's memberships on Ko-fi. There's also memberships on Patreon. But Substack seems to be the place that has treated us the nicely so far with all the back end stuff that it's allowing us to do.
Yeah, we still want to keep as much of this like free as possible, and don't feel the need to do a sub. The subs are, I think I've got it set to $5. But I am paying out of pocket for like the live stream and the .com and stuff like that. So don't feel the need to donate, but it would help a lot. And we want to keep the bulk of it as ungatekept as possible, like not behind a paywall. So what we do offer will probably be pretty minimal. But we do want to have something, and we kind of wanted to set that up now just in case.
Yeah, so. I think that's a good idea. And or like even eventually, like we release the full episode after a month or something like that.
Yeah,
something
that's a good idea. I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that way we're always giving them. It becomes ungatekept at some point.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we definitely want, like, we're trying to build a community here. Things as open as possible. So.
Right. Provide more resources than we're trying to grift. We want to be one of those places that people go and be like, oh, that's a trusted source of information. Let's go there and find out all the things.
Right.
All right. And we would, so, do you want me to try the outro?
To build a community. Go for it.
All right. So, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been amazing. This has been an amazing conversation. I guess we need an outro for the host too. Let us know once more where the people can find you and where to find your work. You can find me at Alan Schiller's Art and Illustrations, Chili Draws on Twitch, and childersartstudios.com is my website. And to everyone listening, remember, dragons may be scary, but they're also where the treasure is. Oh, yes, the dragon's hoard is real. Thanks for joining us here. Thanks for joining Here Be Dragons. Make sure you like, subscribe, and find us on the web at herebedragonsartcast.com, Substack, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast, YouTube, and anywhere else you listen. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Okay, I need to work on that.
We both
get to read that.
This is all new. We're figuring this out as we go. So thanks for joining us for the early shaky episodes. It's like a good series. You got to get 3 or 4 episodes in before we find our legs. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm Carla Morrow. You can find me at DragonLadyArt.com, DragonLady Art pretty much anywhere. And you guys have a good night. Thanks.
Good night.